Good morning, Avids. I hope we've lined up another great show for you this week, and we're going to start with...
I stopped along the way. Well, I got down on my bended knees, and I began to pray. You know the preacher digs a call. He knows I'm gonna stay. Yes, he knows, 'cause I told him so. Porque yo me siento tan bien y por eso yo te quiero, porque tú me tratas bien en California. Mira, no seas tan mala, nena, no me trates así, que yo me quiero morir, muchachita, por tu amor nada más. Oye, no me digas que no, porque yo...
Jose Feliciano. Do you remember what was on the A side of that one? Released here in '68, it became a top 10 hit and was Jose's version of a song by The Doors.
You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, hey, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. Hesitation's through. There's no time to wallow in the mire. Darling, we could only lose, and our love become a funeral pyre. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire.
Both sides of a 68 single by Jose Feliciano, the A-side being Light My Fire. And now, warmest greetings to Rob Carey in Norwich, whose birthday it was on New Year's Day. Jill Bainbridge sent us this information, together with the fact that you've had a lifelong passion for this show, only matched by your devotion to the Hollies, whom you went to see recently in Norwich. And I gather you were happy with the way Carl Wayne has taken over the lead role of your hero, Alan Clark. Well, that was good to hear. Jill, describing herself as a newly converted Hollies fan, asks for one of their songs for your birthday. So here's the B-side of He Ain't Heavy. It's written by Tony Hicks and called 'Cause You Like to Love Me. Hollies B-side from 1969. And now an American artist who was one of the most popular visitors to Britain in the 60s and beyond, indeed, with a string of hits to prove the point. Del Shannon, and this was the second of his hits. It made our top 10. One of his own compositions, Hats Off to Larry.
Once I had a pretty girl, her name it doesn't matter. She went away with another guy, now he won't even look at her. Hats off to Larry, he broke your heart, just like you broke mine when you said we was part. He told you lies, now it's your turn to cry, cry, cry. Now that Larry said goodbye to you, I know this may sound strange, I want you back, I think you'll change, but there's one more thing I gotta say. Hats off to Larry, it may sound true, but you laughed at me when you said we were through. You told me lies, but your turn to cry, cry, cry. Now that Larry said goodbye to you.
And that, of course, was Del Shannon, bringing us to the first hearing of our new competition. And this, I think you're going to find, is extremely unusual. The prizes are rather valuable. They come in boxes and book form. Now, let me tell you first of all about the background. There was in the, I think, late 50s, certainly throughout the 60s, into the 70s and beginning of the 80s, a magazine printed in America called Broadside. Now, the purpose of this magazine was to publish songs to a much wider audience than they might otherwise have had. And it was the work of two outstanding people, dedicated people. I have to say, they were card-carrying members of the Communist Party, but their concern, and that of most of the people they attracted to work with them, was with union problems, with racism, with the really unnecessary conscription and lots of young men going to their death. And they attracted many of the writers who lived in and around the Greenwich Village area, were involved with the folk movement, of course, and then what we came to know as protest songs. Now, all of these songs that were published in this form, in Broadside, have found their way onto CDs, very crudely recorded, I have to tell you. I mean, and instantly done with a description. One of the artists concerned said it was like recording in a phone box. I can imagine it was. No time for retakes, and there's some rough edges on this, but they are the first performances of many of these songs, including items by Bob Dylan, Phil Ochs, and several other extremely well-known names, and a couple of groups that you may not have heard of who did the bulk of the backing work. And these records are presented in a spiral-backed book which is itself printed in the facsimile of the style of the Broadside magazine. It was an underground publication, and that accounts for the fairly crude appearance of its print. But the content is magnificent. You're told when everything was recorded, who recorded it, where and how, and little biogs of all the people concerned. And it really is a collector's item, but something that is surely suitable for any fan of 60s music, because there's a lot of it here. It's published by Smithsonian Folkways. It's a limited edition, and we've been lucky enough to get hold of 5 copies of this to give away as prizes for our competition. So here very quickly are the questions for that competition. Number 1, in which year did Bob Dylan have his first UK singles chart hit? The second question, Buffy Sainte-Marie was born in 1941 on the Pierpont Reserve, Saskatchewan. Now, does that make her A, Mexican, B, American, or C, Canadian? And the final question, absolutely nothing to do with this set, but what was the name of the backing group for well-known 60s protester Country Joe? Country Joe and... well, I'm sure you know the answer to that. We'll give you the details of where to send your answers shortly, but we're going to hear one of the tracks from this magnificent set of CDs now, and this features the Broadside Singers with Buffy Sainte-Marie, and it's called Welcome, Welcome, Emigrante.
So welcome, welcome, emigrante, to my country, welcome home. Welcome, welcome, emigrante, to the country that I love. I am proud, I am proud, I am proud of my forefathers, and I sing, they built this country, for they came from far away to a land they did not know, the same way you do, my friend. So welcome, welcome, emigrante, to my country, welcome home. Welcome, welcome, emigrante, to the country that I love. I am proud, I am proud, I am proud of my forefathers, and I sing about their courage, for they spoke a foreign language and they labored with their hands, the same way you do, my friend. So welcome, welcome, emigrante, to my country, welcome home. Welcome, welcome, emigrante, to the country that I love. I am proud, I am proud, I am proud of my forefathers, and I sing about their patience, for the work they did was lowly, and they dirtied up their clothes. They spoke a foreign language, and they labored with their hands, and they came from far away to a land they did not know, the same way you do, my friend. So welcome, welcome, emigrante, to my country, welcome home.
Well, that was the Broadside Singers. The solo voices were, as I said, Buffy Sainte-Marie. The other one was that of a Creek Indian, a man of Creek Indian descent, called Patrick Sky. Welcome, welcome, Emmy Granty. There'll be a second opportunity to check the details of this competition on side 2 of Sound of the 60s, with the first ever recording of what was later to become one of Bob Dylan's most songs. But now for request number 3, which came from Anne Wells of Walderslade near Chatham, who knows far more about the record she wants to hear than I could ever have found out, despite the fact that apparently I once introduced it on Thank You Lucky Stars. It's by a group who were based in Beckenham, Denny Mitchell and the Soundsations, and the members of the band were Howard Sandon, guitar, Peter Atwood, bass, Mike Breslin, drums, and Peter Gosling, keyboards. Apparently, Anne got to know Peter Atwood a short while ago, and she's never heard this record on air herself. From 1964, I've Been Crying.
I was so happy, but now my days are blue. I've been crying, I've been sighing over you, over you. I've been praying, I've been saying you'll be mine, you'll be mine. You said that you love me, you said that you'd stay by my side. Can't believe that you gone now, I can't believe that you lied. I've been crying, I've been sighing over you, You said that you love me, sha-la-la-la. You said that you'd stay by my side. Can't believe that you gone now, I can't believe that you lied. I've been crying, I've been sighing over you.
Denny Mitchell and the Soundsations, bringing us to the first instalment this week of our A to Z of the Beatles. This time, 2 Beatles tracks, the John Lennon rocker that was the B-side to Hey Jude, Revolution, and Revolution No. 1, the John Lennon song from the White Album. The Beatles actually released a further Revolution, an avant-garde sound montage, Revolution No. 9. Revolution was written as an expression of John's political stance and provoked some ill feeling among some of his political friends who claimed betrayal. Speaking in 1980, John said that Revolution still stood as an expression of his politics. "Count me out if it's for violence," he said. "Don't expect me on the barricades unless it's with flowers." The first version of Revolution to be recorded was the one now known as Revolution No. 1, the White Album version, and it was intended as the Beatles' next single. But after repeated rehearsals and recordings by the group, the song became less and less urgent and more laid back.
I take 2. Okay.
Tell me that it's evil.
Revolution #1 from the White Album, a version that Paul McCartney, for one, was against releasing as a single, as he thought it wasn't commercial enough. Yet John was determined, persuading the group to re-record the song, speeding it up and beefing it up by using distorted electric guitars and an urgent, screaming vocal, an amazing reworking. It was issued on the next single, but only as a B-side, Paul trumping John by turning up 3 weeks after finishing Revolution with Hey Jude. And that became the A-side to the biggest-selling Beatles single. Here's Revolution.
Evolution, well, you know, we all want to change the world. But when you talk about destruction, don't you know that you can count me out? Don't you know it's gonna be all right? All right. Right. You say you got a real solution. Well, you know, we'd all love to see the plan. You asked me for a contribution. Well, you know, we all do what we can. But if you want money for people with minds that hate, all I can tell you is, brother, you have to wait. You know it's gonna be all right. All right. All right. But if you go carrying pictures of Chairman Mao, you ain't gonna make it with anyone anyhow. All right. All right. All right.
More from and about the Beatles on side 2 this morning. But here's a request now from Steve Davis of St George's Close in Sheffield. And he wants this played for his good friends Nick Volby and, I'm afraid I couldn't quite decipher the other name, Sylvia, definitely, Sylvia Lahave it might be, in Seven Sisters, London, with the message that he hopes to see them soon. The requested record is one by the Mamas and the Papas called No Salt on Her Tail, which was released here in '66.
Hi, this is Lionel Richie, telling you the story of black music from the ancient sounds of African drums.
The drum is with us in everything that we do. It's got a voice.
Through gospel.
Gospel singing is good news.
Jazz, blues.
Blues is truth. You stand taller because of blues.
And dance.
Nowhere to run to, baby.
And along the way, we visit Africa, the Caribbean, and America, and hear from many artists who created the black sound.
Boom, 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 boom. My name is John Lee Hooker. They call me the Boogeyman.
Hi, I'm B.B. King.
Hi, I'm Dionne Warwick.
The Color of Music, Tuesday nights from 9 o'clock, here on 88 to 91 FM, BBC Radio 2.
And that was Aretha Franklin's top 10 hit cover in 67 of Otis Redding's song Respect. And next, a band of Liverpool local legends, the Undertakers, who travelled around in a hearse and appeared on stage in long black frock coats. It's claimed that their driving brand of R&B and live performance was never happily captured on record, but between 63 and 64, when 3 of the original 5 members had been joined by Jackie Lomax, bass and vocals, and Bugs Pemberton on drums, they made 4 singles for Pie and an album that was never released. This track is called If You Don't Come Back.
And I almost lost my mind. If you don't come back,
The Undertakers, who split up in 65, though Jackie Lomax continued with an occasionally successful solo career, and he also worked as a session singer. And now for the last request on side one this morning, in response to a communication from F. Meikle of Offerton, Stockport. He enjoys sounds of the 60s so much that he felt compelled to ask, is there any chance it could be on longer on Saturdays, or also be on any other days during the week? Well, that sort of decision's well out of my territory, but I think the answer would be no. However, I'm glad that you and all your colleagues all look forward to Saturday mornings, and since you ask us to play more of Jay and the Americans, here they are with Only in America.
Only in America can a guy from anywhere go to sleep a pauper and wake up a millionaire. Only in America can a kid without a cent get a break and maybe grow up to be president. Only in America, land of opportunity, yeah. Would a classy girl like you fall for a poor boy like me? Only in America can a kid who's washing cars take a giant step and reach right up and touch the stars. Only in America could a dream like this come true. Could a guy like me start with nothing and end up with
By special request, Jay and the Americans. But now those phenomenal Americans, the Beach Boys, with one of the vast number of songs written, arranged and produced for them by Brian Wilson. I don't really understand why, but this excellent song only just managed to make the top 30 here in the UK. California Girls.
West Coast girls are hit by really
The wonderful harmony singing of the Beach Boys in 65, California Girls. And that brings us to the final track on side one this morning, with much more to come after the Radio 2 9 o'clock news summary. Before that, here's the John Barry Orchestra with one of John's compositions called Cutty Sark. Right here on 88 to 91 FM, this is Radio 2 from the BBC.
The news at 9 o'clock, this is Colin Berry. The government's to consider shelving planned changes to the police force in Northern Ireland. Problems with getting the nationalist SDLP to take part are being blamed. Alex Atwood is the SDLP's policing spokesman.
We want, and our community wants, to be part of the policing service and in the policing structures. We're prepared to take that leap when the opportunity presents itself, whether it's presented tomorrow, next week or next month. The issue is, we'll claim the prize. Is the British government going to enable people to claim that prize?
The United Nations says its scientists have found evidence of increased radioactivity at 8 sites in Kosovo where NATO fired bombs containing depleted uranium. It hasn't commented on reports linking the use of depleted uranium in ammunition with leukemia in some soldiers who served in the Balkans. Iraqi television has broadcast a speech to the nation by the country's President Saddam Hussein, days after renewed speculation about his health. The president appeared fit and well, though it's not clear whether the speech was shown live. A new survey has found a third of NHS hospitals are still failing basic hygiene tests. The Department of Health ordered a review last year after standards were criticised. Our health correspondent Daniel Sanford has the details.
The inspections were part of the NHS's hospital clean-up campaign launched in the summer. It followed a National Audit Office report that estimated infections contracted in hospital caused up to 5,000 deaths a year and cost £1 billion a year to treat. The Health Service Journal says that in the first round of inspections, 250 out of almost Over the next few weeks, specialist clean-up hit squads are likely to visit the worst-performing hospitals.
British farmers are starting to count the cost of months of torrential rain. The National Farmers Union has estimated the bill from floods could be over £500 million. Their figures show almost an eighth of the country's potato crop has been destroyed, with cereal and grain production also suffering. A 13-year-old babysitter from Mansfield has been sentenced to 3 years custody for raping a young girl. He's been put on the sex offenders register indefinitely. The boy's barrister said he'd suffered traumatic experiences in his own early life. A hunt is going ahead today, even though 46 of its beagles were taken from its kennels near Canterbury. The secretary of the Y Beagles Hunt said they would use 25 other hounds. The Trade Secretary, Stephen Byers, is beginning a 6-day visit to India. Mr. Byers wants to build up trade ties and attract information technology expertise to Britain. Indian computer experts are in strong demand worldwide. And the weather, it'll be a bright but chilly and breezy with showers in Northern Ireland and Western and Central Scotland. BBC News at 9:03. Our next at 10.
And side 2 of Sounds of the 60s, including a second opportunity to enter our first competition of the year with a chance of winning one of the magnificent prizes. First, a track by The Temptations that was a US #1 in the summer of '69. It entered our top 20 in January 1970. I Can't Get Next to You.
Can turn the gray sky blue. I can make it rain whenever I wanted to. Oh, I can build a castle from a single grain of sand. I can make a ship sail on dry land. But my life is incomplete and I'm so blue. 'Cause I can't get next to you. Can't get next to you, baby. Next to you. I just can't get next to you, baby. I can't get next to you. I can fly like a bird in the sky. And I can buy anything and when I can buy. Oh, I can turn a river into a raging fire. I can live forever without so desire. On your planet, all these things I can do. 'Cause I can't get next to you. Can't get next to you, baby. When I can't get next to you. Yeah. I can turn back the hands of time. You better believe I can. I can make the seasons change just by waving my hand. Oh, I can change anything from home to do. The thing I want to do the most, I'm unable to do. But happy am I with all the powers I possess. No sky, you're the key to my happiness. And I can't get next to you. Girl, you're blowing my mind. 'Cause I can't get next. Can't you see these tears I cry? I can't get next to you. Girl, it's you that I need. I gotta get next to you. Can't you see these tears I cry? I can't get next to you. I can't get next to you. I can't get next.
The Temptations, I Can't Get Next to You. Well, now let's see whose requests will be included in this half of the programme with Avids Alert Part 2. Stand by John Attrill in Ryde, Isle of Wight, Doug Kay of Chalkwell, Essex, John Swindell in Creekmore, Poole, Nigel Bister of Gillingham, and finally T. Martin of Ipswich. And before we start on those, here's Mark Winter with a B-side that he wrote himself in 1963, Don't Cry.
Don't cry, Cassie's left you
guy, 'cause he's hurt you. He isn't the only one. I'm the guy who really cares. So come to me and you will see. Don't cry, don't cry. Don't ever think he loved you. His game wasn't fair. Don't ever let him call you. No, 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 don't you dare. Just let him go away from here. Forget his lies and dry your eyes. Don't cry. Don't cry. I will give you everything. Love, a smile, a kiss. And wanting you the way I do just makes me feel like this. So please have no heartache. This time it's for real. I know it's a heartbreak. Oh, I know how you feel. But after all is said and done, he's gotta be the lonely one. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't
Don't Cry, which was on the B-side of Mark Winter's record Running to You. That was released in 1963. The first request on this side this morning came from one of our newer listeners, John Attrell of Haylands Ride on the Isle of Wight, who tells me that he was a DJ for about 5 years during the 60s in Guildford and has only recently discovered this show. He thought he was pretty well acquainted with 60s repertoire, but hears some really different tracks on sounds of the 60s and loves them. He also says that whilst in the RAF in 64, he came across a record by a group called the Toggery Five, with a title like Jump in the River and Drown or something, and he hasn't heard it since. Well, we found it, John, issued in 64, as you say, and a single on the Parlophone label. The title turns out to be I'm Gonna Jump.
Saw you walking with a guy holding his hand.
Toggery 5. Anyone else remember them? We have no details about them at all, but at least the original single was in the BBC library. And with it, we come to our feature in which we're working through all the discs of the 60s that peaked at number 2 here and in the States. On the 15th of March 69 in the NME chart, Peter Sarstedt was in his third of 4 weeks at number 1 with Where Do You Go To My Lovely. And for that 1 week only, Cilla Black made number 2 with Surround Yourself with Sorrow.
Watch the water falling down outside your head. You do your best to turn the tide, but can't forget everything he said. The pressure's getting far too great. The one together came too late. What do you do when your love breaks up? Do you fall apart like a body gun? Forget about tomorrow. Surround yourself with sorrow. What do you do when your love breaks up? Do you fall apart like a body gun? Forget about tomorrow. Surround yourself with sorrow. You watch the water falling down like a neon in your head. The neon's flashing off and on, recalling everything he said. You've lost the fight for love today. Your dreams are shattered, thrown away. What do you do when your love breaks up? Do you fall apart like a body gun? Forget about tomorrow. Surround yourself with sorrow. What do you do when your love breaks up? Do you fall apart like a body gun? Forget about tomorrow. Surround yourself with sorrow. Ooh, what do you do when your love breaks up? Do you fall apart like a body gun? Forget about tomorrow. Surround yourself with sorrow. What do you do when your love breaks up? Do you fall apart like a body gun? Forget about tomorrow.
A number 2 for Cilla. And in Billboard on May the 3rd, 69, while the Fifth Dimension were at the top with Aquarius and Let the Sunshine In, the Isley Brothers peaked at 2 for 1 week with It's Your Thing.
It's your thing. Do what you wanna do. I can't tell you who to sock it to. It's your thing. Do what you wanna do. I can't tell you who to sock it to. If you want to love you, maybe I'll wait. Believe me, woman, it ain't no big deal. Oh, you need love now, just as bad as I do. Makes me no difference now who you give your thing to. Oh, it's your thing. Do what you wanna do. I can't tell you who to talk to. It's your thing. Do what you wanna do now. I can't tell you who to sock it to. All right. Lord have mercy. I
The Isley Brothers and a US release that peaked at 2. Now, I sincerely hope you heard the warning in part 1 during your journey to London from Chalkwell in Essex, Doug Kay, and you somehow managed to extend your listening this week. Thank you very much for supplying the identity of Miss X, whose record My Name is Christine we played recently. I felt sure someone would know. Turns out to have been Lionel Blair's sister Joyce, which Doug thinks many of our avids would have known anyway, and he's probably right. He now asks for another relative rarity, one of 2 discs made by a duo calling themselves Dillard and Clark. The Clark being Gene Clark, founder member, singer and principal songwriter of The Byrds, who left the group in '67 to go solo, making some albums and indeed collaborations until his death almost 10 years ago. Only 2 singles by Dillard and Clark were released, and only one of those here in Britain. Why Not Your Baby? Dillard and Clark. Now, as a matter of general interest, Doug Kay says that the other single by this duo, not issued on this side of the Atlantic, was a version of the Presley hit, Don't Be Cruel. And now, one of the first country singers to turn successfully to pop for a while, Johnny Tillotson, best remembered for his million-seller Poetry in Motion. His last major pop hit in the States was a cover of someone else's million seller from 1959 when it was recorded by Guy Mitchell. Tillotson made this in 1965. It's a song written by Harlan Howard entitled Heartaches by the Number.
Now I've got heartaches by the number, troubles by the score. Every day you love me less, each day I love you more. Yes, I've got heartaches by the number, a love that I can't win. But the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will end. Heartache number one was when you left me. I never knew that I could hurt this way. And heartache number two was when you came back again. You came back but never meant to stay. Now I've got heartaches by the number, troubles by the score. Every day you love me less, each day I love you more. Yes, I've got heartaches by the number, a love that I can't win. But the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will end. Heartache number three was when you called me and said that you were coming back to stay. With hopeful heart I waited for your knock on the door. I waited, you must have lost your way. Now I've got heartaches by the number, troubles by the score. Every day you love me less, each day I love you more. Yes, I've got heartaches by the number, a love that I can't win. But the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will end.
And that was Johnny Tillotson. We turn now to the second hearing of our Broadside competition. If you weren't listening to part one, perhaps I should repeat that Broadside was the title of a magazine that was issued by the underground press in New York in the late 50s, all through the 60s and 70s and into the beginning of the 80s. And this organization also got together with some very subsequently famous songwriters to record their material. Now, that material finds its way onto 5 CDs, which are placed at the heart of a spiral-backed boxed book of Broadside publications, and it is absolutely fantastic. This is a limited edition release, and we've been lucky enough that the publishers have given us enough copies of it to be prizes in this competition. There are classic performances on the discs from Bob Dylan, Pete Seeger, Tom Paxton, Buffy Sainte-Marie and Janice Ian, to name but just a few of them. 89 songs are included here, and there's 5.5 hours of music. I'm sure this will be a fairly expensive buy, but it's available thanks to Smithsonian Folkways Recordings, who, as I said, donated these copies to us as prizes. You need to answer correctly 3 questions to be in with a chance, and here are those 3 questions. In which year did Bob Dylan have his first UK singles chart hit? The second question, Buffy Sainte-Marie was born in 1941 in the Pierpont Reserve in Saskatchewan. Now, does that make her A, Mexican, B, American, or C, Canadian? The third and final question's got nothing to do with this set of recordings, but what was the name of the backing group for well-known 60s protester Country Joe? They were known as Country Joe, and you provide the answer. When you've got those answers, send them on postcards or the backs of sealed envelopes to Best of Broadside Competition, Sounds of the 60s, BBC Radio 2, London W1A 4WW, or email us, sots@bbc.co.uk, or fax us on 020 7765 5932. Winners announced in 2 weeks' time. Another track from the 5 CDs in the book right now. And this is by a group called the New World Singers, Gil Turner, Bob Cohen, Dolores Dixon, and Happy Traum.
How many roads must a man walk down before he's called a man?
And how many seas must the white dove sail before he sleeps in the sand?
How many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned?
The answer, my friend, is blown in the wind. The answer is blown in the wind.
How many years must a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? How many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? How many times can a man turn his back and pretend that he just doesn't see?
The answer, my friend, is blown in the wind. The answer is blown in the wind.
How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? How many ears must one man have until he can hear people cry? How many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died?
The answer, my friend, is blown in the wind. The answer is blown in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blown in the wind. The answer is blown in the wind. The answer is blown in the wind. The answer is blown in the wind.
The New World Singers made that first ever recording of Bob Dylan's Blowin' in the Wind in 1962. And now another newcomer to the ranks of avid listeners to this show, John Swindell of Creekmore Pool in Dorset, says that he enjoys hearing records from a decade that he recalls from a child's point of view. In 1969, his father, who was in the RAF, was stationed in Singapore, and the family moved to that country and lived next door to the infamous Changi prison. John says that one of the benefits was that the local radio station played a lot of American music. And one of the tracks that he particularly remembers from that time is this duet by Nancy Sinatra and Lee Hazelwood, written by Lee and called Sand.
Young woman, share your fire with me. My heart is cold, my soul is free. I am a stranger in your land, a wandering man
Nancy Sinatra and Lee Hazelwood. Well, John Swindell ended his letter to us by saying, I don't suppose Radio 2 could also do a Sounds of the 70s. They do, John, they do, and you can hear it beginning on March the 29th, and it'll be 10 o'clock in the evening on Radio 2, introduced by Steve Harley, and we think it's probably going on for the rest of the year after that. It's been on for a year or two, so you just missed it. Moreover, it's produced by our own Roger. Well, now, we're coming to our 3 in a row spot, and for this we've got tracks by the legendary Animals, without including any of the best-known and often played hits. The songs are all from 64 and 65, and in order they'll be Roberta, then Gonna Send You Back Home, and finally, Mess Around. Three in a row from Newcastle's greatest, The Animals. The penultimate request this week is from one of our regulars, Nigel Bister of Gillingham in Kent, who, in sending his best wishes for the new year, raises his glass to another year of great 60s memories. He reminds us that in December 1959, Robert Horton, star of television's Wagon Train, appeared as top of the bill at the London Palladium, where, among other things, he sang Shenandoah. Now, such was the public reaction that it was released on record at the beginning of 1960. Nigel says he saw the show when it was introduced, but has never heard the record on air. Well, to the best of our knowledge, it isn't available on CD, unless anyone knows better, but we do have a copy of the original 1960 Pie single, and here it is.
Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you going across this wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I'll not deceive you. Away, I'm bound away. Across this wide stands a-waiting on beyond this wide Missouri. On the banks, I hear her calling to me. She calls to me across the wide Missouri. I'm pushing off at dawn's a-breaking, going across the wide Missouri, where my true love stands waiting for me. She waits for me across the wide Missouri. Across this wide Missouri.
And that was Shenandoah, as recorded by the American actor, with the deep